Welcome back, students, for the second part on optical measurements. Here we are going to see the last two parameter calculation. One is going to be on numerical aperture, the second one is on the fiber diameter measurements. So totally there are 6 measurement techniques involved. One is the attenuation, second one we saw about dispersion. In attenuation itself we saw absorption, scattering. In dispersion we saw about general dispersion tau parameter and tau g group velocity difference calculation. Then we had the refractive index profile measurement using interferometer, and the next one is the cutoff wavelength using Mandrel property. The last two measurement parameter is on numerical aperture and fiber diameter. Okay. So this is the block diagram which says about the table setup for numerical aperture measurement. So you can clearly visible, then I'll explain you how it occurs. We have two techniques in numerical aperture measurement. One is the rotating detector method, the second one is your trigonometry method. In rotating detector method, we'll have a table. We'll fix a fiber, the test fiber on the table. It is placed in such a condition that it should be perpendicular to the axis of 0 degree. You can note down the dotted line, it is perpendicularly placed, longitudinal and latitudinal. That is how you place the fiber. So the axis should be to be in parallel to 0 degree. Okay. And other end of your table you're going to have a photo detector, and this photo detector and the placer holder of your fiber should be parallelly placed. Okay, parallelly placed. Now we have a reference optical signal from the chopper as well as the fiber which has been activated with some optical sources is going to emit a photon. It emits an output optical power, and that has been captured in your photodetector. You're going to have a reference study in the lock-in amplifier which helps in calculation of your numerical aperture measurement in rotating detector. Once you move your table, once this position of parallel concept is removed, once your fiber turns its position to its perpendicular mode, you don't get your output power. You understand, when both are in parallel, the detector and the fiber hold material on the table is both are in parallel, you will have the output power to be captured. When it shifts, when you rotate the table, automatically the power will be deviated, so you cannot get your power output. So you're going to measure that technique. The next one is trigonometric technique. You have a test fiber. You're going to have two holders. One is a source holder. The second one is a detector holder. And we have a screen projection. Now your source you are going to apply through the test fiber. It passes through the fiber. You get some optical power that has been displayed on the screen. You will measure the screen size as A. You will measure the size of the screen. That is the capital A. Now you increase or decrease the length of the fiber. That is, your holder position are going to be changed. Once you vary the distance between the screen and the fiber length, the D, once you vary the measure, automatically the screen size will be varied. So with respect to the screen size, you are going to calculate what is the numerical aperture. Okay, that is what is being defined over here. So now the theory part has been explained for the block diagram, whatever shown over here, there. Far field radiation pattern on the fiber. It can be measured by using a rotating stage. 2-meter length of graded index fiber is placed on the table. It is placed parallel to the plane of photodetector input, and its output is perpendicular to the axis of rotation. You understand, output is perpendicular, but placement of your fiber is parallel to the photodetector. Light at the wavelength of 0.85 nanometer is launched into the fiber at all possible angles. Photodetector is placed 10 to 20 centimeter from the fiber and positioned in order to obtain maximum signal with no rotation. So you can obtain a maximum power. Now you rotate. Once you rotate, automatically the output power will decrease. plot that particular output power as a function of an angle. That is called as maximum acceptance angle. So when it is a maximum output power, that particular angle is noted, that is called as the acceptance angles, in which your fiber will be produced with its maximum input capacity into the fiber. When the fiber power intensity drops to 5%, calculate that power. Now the difference between these two will be your numerical aperture calculation. Okay. The another method is the trigonometry method I told you. You can calculate the screen picture which has been displayed. The size of your screen gets varied when you vary the distance between the fiber and that of your receiving mode terminal. So light is launched into the fiber of numerical aperture. Far field pattern has been noted and the fiber is displayed on the screen. There, as you vary the distance d, automatically the screen is increased or decreased because there is a variation in optical intensity, and you're going to measure the pattern or size from the screen by using the vernier caliper, and from there you can calculate what is the A, you can calculate D, you know, from the vernier caliper, and automatically you can measure what is the NA, which is nothing but the numerical aperture of the fiber. The last parameter calculation is going to be called as the fiber diameter measurement. It uses the technique called as shadow method technique. In shadow method technique, we use lenses act as a collimator. So two lenses back to back will perform as a collimating function, and two mirrors are being attached in such a case that one mirror is attached with a galvanometer which helps in the rotation part. You can find out M1 is with the fixed mirror, whereas M2 is attached with a galvanometer, so you can rotate that mirror. Once you rotate the mirror, automatically what will happen? Your light gets varied in different angles, and that is being allowed to pass into the fiber. Whenever your fiber, there is no fiber inserted, you will get a maximum output in your photodetector. But once you insert a fiber, you will get only a shadow. You are blocking that light source, so automatically you will get only the shadow. So with that way you can calculate your diameter of the fiber, which has been calculated by using two equations given at the down. ds by dt is equal to I into d by dt. So ds by dt is going to be with respect to the fiber diameter measurement, and d naught is equal to we ds by dt. So now you need to know what all these parameters say.